Okay. And your laptop is muted, correct?
Yes, it is.
Awesome. We're going to wait a few minutes. We're
Okay.
going to wait for, we don't have any current viewers right now, but it's 6:13 p.m. So it should not, sometimes it takes a couple of minutes for people to start getting notifications.
Okay.
Looks like we have one person. And keep in mind too that we do have a delay. I think it's like a 10 or 12 second.
I know I can tell by looking at the video
Okay,
on the laptop.
right. Gotcha. And are you just watching it on the laptop
I can watch
completely?
both.
Okay.
Oh, yes. Yes, Two Rocks Tarot says hi, and Bella says hello. Hello.
Hi. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Belle. I'm sorry. I got to look up here. So this is my sister, Carla. Hi, Melissa. And because we were having so many technical difficulties, sorry, I got to keep looking up here. I'm on my computer. Last live, which was like 4 days ago, we're going to try this again so that my sister can answer the questions. Can you guys hear us okay with no problems and you can see us okay? Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, there's a delay. It's like 10, 15 seconds, I think. All right. So, in case you did not see the first one, we did a live, what was it, like 4 days ago, sis? And,
Something like that.
or a few days ago. And it was 11 paranormal questions that I was trying to go back and forth with Carla and, start a hashtag. So, a few people have done the hashtag, but Carla really didn't get the opportunity. So, perfect, perfect. So, we're going to just get right started. And I'm going to ask you these questions. And if you guys want to answer along or if you want to do a VR later, that's perfect. We would love that. So, sis, the first question is, do you believe in aliens?
Oh, hell no. Yes. And I believe that they are in our hollow earth, obviously. You and I have talked about that. And I think I might work with a couple reptiles. I'm not really sure if they want other people to know, but I know they're reptiles.
Yeah, reptiles, huh? Like the Draco?
I most definitely do. And I was abducted when I was 10.
Well, there's another question for that. So hold
Well,
that.
then I will hold on to
Melissa,
that.
you do? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think that they've been around for a long time or
I believe that they definitely had a hand in our creation.
our creation or DNA manipulation?
Um,
Maybe same difference?
Probably. I have always felt that angels and aliens were pretty much the same.
Yes, that's one of the things because Carla and I grew up Christian. And I mean, we still are Christian, okay? But for me, I'm more like a Christian witch. And you probably are too. I mean, I don't really like labels so much, but that was one of the things that I would always ask. Well, if you believe in the Bible and you believe in God and angels and all that, then and demons, how can you not believe in aliens? They're not born of earth, right? According to the Bible. So there's something else there. Okay,
That is
so the
correct.
next question, do you recall a past life?
Well, if you remember what I said in the other one, uh,
Is that all you remember, though, is just how you died?
well, you know what? I've had quite a few, um, I guess you could say dreams, but it's been a little bit more than that. So when I say I've recalled it, that's been like dream state. But there's other things that you just know.
Yeah.
But pretty sure that one of those lives was spent in the ocean, and mermaid, merman, or whatever, Atlantis. Pretty sure that was part of it, because I remember there was like and this was a dream that I had more than once. Uh, Walking across a square, like checkered platform out in the
Mm.
middle of the ocean. And it was, there was water in between those squares. And one of the times I fell in, and shark
You
ate
know,
me.
really?
Yeah.
Well, Melissa is saying that she recalls most of her past lives. Did you actually get regression, Melissa, or was just memories that came back, or solely? Chill, man. He's going crazy. Um, and this has also been brought up. Do you believe in necessarily past lives, or do you believe that time is not linear, and that there are different dimensions, and that we are experiencing several lifetimes at the same time? Because I kind of believe that, to be honest with you. I don't think time is really linear.
I don't think that time is actually exists as far as that goes anyway. But if we can read it in a history book, or people find, you know, uh, proof that it existed in the past, like what a lot of what we watch on Ancient Aliens and all the documentaries from the ancient civilizations that we've
So you kind
watched.
of think it's both, maybe?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, I don't specifically know what I believe there. I just think that anything's possible,
All right.
but I
Well,
know
what
that it's the fact that I
so
have existed in more than just this body is real.
yeah, I have had, which, woo, hi, Amber. Amber, this is my sister Carla. Amber also is in Michigan.
Right on.
Another Michigander. Um, so the next question, because I have to take Sully out, unfortunately. So I'm gonna ask you a question, and then I'm gonna have you talk about it while I take him out really quick, okay? So,
Okay.
and for other people that are on here as well, um, do you believe in mermaids? And I'll be right back. Come on, let's go. Come on.
I definitely do. In fact, I dreamt of my middle daughter before she was born, as God had given her as a gift to me, and she actually crawled out of the sea. And
You let Sully in about 10 minutes. Thank you. I'm
when
doing
she was
a run.
born, she looked exactly like she did in that dream. It was crazy. And so I knew exactly the minute she was born that she was a gift, and she came from the ocean.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
And
figuratively speaking,
hi, Carol.
not really, but
Carol is one of them that's been waiting to meet you, Carla.
well, it's very nice to meet all of you.
And
I'm
Lindy,
sorry I get so darn
Lindy,
busy.
Willow Knight in Tennessee. So, I say a lot of them by their names. So, but I'm going to try, and some of them have their names, but there's other ones that, just show their channels. But because I frequent their channels a lot. I know. I know. That's why, because we had so many problems with the last one, I wanted to try this again. And I really want Carla, to be a part of this channel. And she's really, really new, guys. So as far as like making videos and stuff like that, it's easier for us to do lives so that we can just do it. I can have her come right to it, and then we can do it. And she doesn't have to send it to me. And then I have to edit it and upload it.
Well, sis, you still are going to have to do that.
Some of the time, but
I'm still going to attempt some videos of my own just to help out Amethyst Ascension. And, eventually, after I win the lotto, then, I'll be able to concentrate on that store that we want to open. And it's going to happen.
So, also, in the same line of what you were talking about with dreaming about Faith coming up out of the water, Faith has also recalled many like dreams or visions that she's had of a past life in the water, right? Well, thank you for stopping in, Lindy. I appreciate it, honey. Enjoy your supper. Uh-oh.
Hi, honey.
I know, I probably could now, because last time I was on my laptop and she's experiencing some sort of problems again because she's on her phone. But let me go to the actual YouTube. Are you back with us, sis? Are you back with? Oh, let me mute that. Okay, bear with me, guys. Come on.
Oh, boy.
Okay. I can hear you, Carla.
Hello.
Oh. Hi. What are you on?
Sorry. Bob is going to be relentless. He's not going to stop. So.
Okay. She muted it because I think her husband keeps calling. Yeah, I'm sure she'll be back in just a second. But yeah, she talked about how Faith, her middle daughter, well, Faith has actually talked about it, how she would dream about past lives being in the water. Okay. Are you with us, sis? Are you with us? You're muted. Okay. Yeah. She keeps on muting herself. I think he keeps on calling. Oh, my goodness. Okay. So does Ay, caramba. So I think most of you have seen all of the other ones, haven't you? Or all of the other questions? I don't know how I can remove these. Okay. I'm not sure if she can even see this. So, problems, problems, problems. That's what happens when you go live. Are you going to do it, Yvette? Awesome. I just sent, oops, on the wrong one. I just sent Carla the thing again. So we'll see. I'm sorry, I keep on forgetting to look up here. I'm so used to being on my phone, and my monitor is so tall that my camera is sitting up on top of my monitor, which is clear up there. And I'm like sitting up straight. I mean, a little bit back, but so we'll see if she can do this again. I just seen a really, oh, you know what? I'll show you guys while we're right here, while we're waiting on Carla. I got a new fabric at Walmart today for doing like bags, or, and I know you can't really see it. I don't have the best lighting in here. I know that's kind of bright. But it's like the solar system. I thought that was pretty cool. And the next project for the Crafting with Rochelle, I got a $5 frame from Walmart. And it's just like cheap plastic, you know, and nothing too heavy. And I actually seen this on a couple other channels. Kendra's. Are you there? So, and just really quick, I got some spray paint. So we're going to turn this into a scrying mirror. So this was like $5. This was like $1. And because it was all black, I also want to do, you know, take like an acrylic gold paint and brush over it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fabric's really cool for like a wrap or a tarot mat. There we go. And that was by the yard. That was like $5 for a yard of this. But yeah, I'm going to brush some gold over it and make it look more like antiqued.
That's really nice.
I'm doing that, but I have to go outside. I got to find some newspaper because we don't get the newspaper, not a paper one. So I got to find some paper so that I can spray paint. And you just spray paint the glass. So I thought that was pretty cool. So let me turn this down so it's not quite so bright. And we'll go on to the next question. So, do you believe in Bigfoot?
Oh, yeah. He visited us when we were kids.
Yes. Yeah. What do you think Bigfoot is?
I believe he's just another form of an alien, another humanoid, whatever you want to call it. I used to think they were watchers.
Hi, Julianne.
You know.
Yay. Julianne already did. I'm sorry, Carla. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Julianne,
no, you're
did,
fine.
VR to this. It was very, very good.
I'm gonna have to watch it. Yeah. I need to subscribe to all those people you subscribe to, because I get I'll get notifications, and when I get time, I'll watch those
Absolutely.
videos.
Oh, that's interesting. Bigfoots are the guardians of the forest and the mountains incarnated.
I believe that because something I read, it just rang true with me, was that they're here to observe.
So they're like the watchers, because I've heard that term before, the watchers.
That's what I heard that too. And it just, I don't know if you remember that night in Jerome, Michigan.
I remember it vaguely.
I
was really little.
I might have been in kindergarten. So I don't believe you were in school at all yet.
No.
And,
we're like 16 or 18 months apart. Guys.
And Sergeant was just going crazy. He was our white shepherd. And we knew something was outside. And of course, we couldn't sleep through the commotion. So we were up, and Charlie went outside with a gun, and Mom sent Sergeant out. And Charlie claims that he watched something run into the woods. But we lived in a trailer, and we had one of those tiny windows up at the top of the ceiling. And I mean, I was a kid. My imagination obviously ran wild, but I could have swore something was looking in that window.
It could have either been a Bigfoot or it could have been like a bear. Because Michigan has bears too, and we backed up to a wooded area.
So yeah, but if you remember, when I was pregnant with Faith, we looked up sightings, and there was a lot of documentation in 1970 something in Jerome, Michigan. So there was a lot of people that actually.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there was a lot of people in that time that, gave eyewitness accounts of seeing something like that.
Wow, yeah, no, I didn't remember that. Now, Diane Drecke, Indigo Moon Woman, she already did a VR to this as well, and she spotted 2 albino. She had 2 sightings of an albino Bigfoot around where she lives.
Yeah, Bob claims that the Yeti lives around here.
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
He just likes to screw with me. But I just agree with him. I'm like, you're probably right.
Yeah, well, I've heard that they follow deer migration. So
there you go.
Yeah. You know what? With the jewelry, I don't know if all of you guys have seen the jewelry that I make. I used to do like arts and crafts shows. And one year when we did an arts and crafts show, there was a guy that was next to us with his canopy, his tent where he set up, and he was a writer. And that's what he did, was he wrote books about not interactions, but stories from, sightings and stuff like that in Michigan, with even different native tribes and stuff like that, all about, and they had different names for it, but it was all pretty much, like the skunk ape, and just pretty cool. So he was telling us a bunch of stuff about it, and he was from Michigan. I thought that was pretty cool.
That is cool.
So the next question is then, do you believe in ghosts?
Yes, but you know what? After subscribing to Gaia and following Corey Good and cosmic disclosure and all that, I don't really know if I so much believe in the fact that it was a ghost as much as it could have been alien.
Or something interdimensional, right? But
yes, more maybe that, because of the,
I think it could be
necessarily have to be, gone from this earth to be a ghost or something that we see that
Yeah, but
way.
don't you think that people's energy, because we are energy beings, that our energy can get trapped also? Wouldn't that be a ghost? Or if a loved one comes back to try to communicate with you, wouldn't that be a ghost or a spirit?
Yeah, I mean, as
So it
much as
could
my
be both.
understanding, I just think that there's so much more now than just the basic idea of a ghost, because I definitely believe in poltergeist activity
And what do you think of
because we've
poltergeist
had it
activity
in this
is?
house.
What do you think poltergeist activity is?
I do believe that that is like someone who has a heightened um
So
like
someone living, right? Like if your
yeah,
emotions were kind of
like
going
my
crazy.
teenage daughter, or a menopausal woman. Yeah. I believe that there are times in your life when you're just your energy levels are, or you're attracting it or whatever, you're carrying that around with you. And
Yep.
I believe it attracts something because we've had books fly off the bookshelf and other weird things.
Yes. Carol says that's a very interesting point, Carla, and that does sound very logical. And Melissa is a psychic medium.
Oh, I sure would like to meet you, Melissa. I'd like to meet all of you. So I'm definitely going to be watching some videos.
Okay, so I also know that Julianne, who did a VR to this, she grew up in a Victorian haunted house,
Oh,
and was
wow.
San Francisco. Julianne, is that where it was? And a lot of activity was happening there. A lot. Now, there's a lot that I didn't even touch on that happened in the house that we grew up in. Well, we didn't grow up in it. I think we ended up moving out and this was a big house that it was split up into apartments. So the lady that was living there when Carla and I'm sorry, I keep looking down here. The lady that was living there when Carla and I were playing in the backyard, she was living there the whole time. But we had another apartment. And I know mom said that there were times, oh, it was a family home of 4 generations, Carla, Julianne's home.
Wow.
Yeah. So definitely check out hers also, her video.
I
Um,
do know, Rochelle, I don't know if you remember this or not, but the bathroom in Elta's apartment was right next to the stairwell that nobody used anymore. And it connected those 4 apartments. Um, you've been into a room where when you walk into it, the energy or whatever in there, it's almost suffocating.
very thick. Yeah.
And it feels like you're just being weighted down. And that bathroom was bad. It was. So
Mm.
what I'm getting at is whether you want to call it, it was paranormal activity that was going on that property. So, and I remember the little girl that we played with we'd invite her to come in to meet mom and
And she never would.
never come in the house. Never.
She did warn us to stay away from the creek.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I do remember that. Um, what I was starting to get at though is there was many experiences. Yeah. Yeah. I've always heard that whenever there's like a natural stream or whatever that also probably because it's energy. Think about it. It's
Yes.
constantly
I was
creating
just thinking
energy.
that. Yeah.
But
It's constantly moving.
yeah. And or ley lines. I don't know. I don't even know where the ley lines are. I wonder if there's a map where you can check that kind of stuff. But my mom had some experiences in that house. My uncle Charles Lynn had quite the experience. Do you remember that?
I do. I remember mom telling me about it.
And he's
Yeah.
passed now, but he said Have you guys ever heard of succubus? Like a succubus demon? Well, Melissa says, yeah, I believe in all paranormal activity because I am able to hear it, see it, feel it, name a psychic ability, and I have it because I was born with fetal alcohol syndrome, so I am. Oh,
Wow.
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 Remember the family home and several ley lines across through San Francisco. See, there's something to that.
Yeah. Wow, that's interesting. I'm definitely going to have to check into that.
Yeah. Oh, Julianne, do you know, is there like an actual like map where you can go on and look? How did you know what the ley lines, that there was ley lines there? Just from what you've heard, or? Yeah, I have heard that San Francisco is very, but I've also heard that in California there's a lot of like caverns and stuff like that underneath of it, where there's been a lot of reportings of like reptilians and stuff like that as well. That there's like hives underneath. Yeah, water and electricity. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're doing a book, aren't you? Yeah. Carla Julianne has, how many decks have you done? 4 decks? And she's written, I'm not sure how many books.
Wow.
Amazing. It's amazing
That is
the people that
amazing.
you meet on here. And Carol has been teaching tarot for a really long time. Telling you, I love it. She's written 3 so far and she's working on another one, and she's got a toddler. If anyone can appreciate that, because you have your grandson that's in the house all the time.
Yep. Yep. And
Wow.
Lola.
And Lola.
And baby Lola.
She's so pretty. Okay, so we should probably move on. But well, my uncle Charleston had an experience where he was dreaming that he was um, having relations with this figure, and he couldn't see the face, a woman. And when he woke up, he could still feel it. I mean, for a long time afterwards, he could still feel it, like it was not a dream. So, and my mom also had some dreams that, when she woke up, turned into other things as well. Oh, jeez. That's my text.
You know what's interesting though? I mean, and I really don't know if there's anything to this, but because, like you were talking about not using the label loosely, witchcraft and being witches and all that. And I agree with that because they come in many forms, but the movies, the paranormal activity are based on that. And that house that you're talking about that we lived in, grandma practiced witchcraft in that house.
Yeah.
Now, mom seems to think that it was dark, but I don't know necessarily if I believe that, but I know grandma told me
that. No.
Grandma told me she had an old tarot deck that she didn't mess with, and she called it her dark tarot, and she left that in the drawer. But that she had cards that were good, she says. And I'm telling you this. She's telling me this when I'm, I don't even think I was 10. Ooh, grandma. Ooh.
Yeah, see, I didn't know about any of that until I was older. I even lived with my grandma for a little while when I was 18. So between 17 and 18.
Yeah.
So, but she did not, I think because.
Well, I was a nosy little brat. And
yeah,
you might have found them. And she said, no, you leave that alone. One of those things.
Well, you know what? Talking about, we'll get to that. All right, so let's move on. Do you believe in vampires? because we could go on forever with ghost stories. Seriously.
Yeah. Yes, vampires are the bad reptilians. That's what I believe anyway. I have dreams about them, and I used to wonder why would I have a dream about vampires in the end days, or well, I say end days, I don't mean end days, I just mean when shit's gonna hit the fan. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, this is weird.
So you think of vampires like you think of...
I don't want to get political, but that one lady that ran for presidency, yeah, I think that maybe along those lines, some of those people might be vampires or hanging out with reptilians. That Epstein fella, all that. I think that's all. Yeah.
And, I don't even want to talk about all that. That's really, really dark stuff. That I don't
it is, but I think that's a real vampire is what I think.
Yeah. Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about, but let's not address that on here.
Okay.
All right. Energy vampires also. Somebody
yep.
You know, suck up your energy field and, you know, anywho. Number 7, have you ever astral traveled that you remember?
I don't know if I remember, but I know Chris caught me doing that, or it seemed like I was doing that.
Really?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that I've definitely had that experience, and it wasn't intentional, but there was one time laying in bed and he looked over at me sleeping, or he caught me at the end of the bed looking out the window, but then when he rolled over, I was also laying in bed next to him.
Oh my gosh, I forgot you told me about that. And yes, that's absolutely right, Carol. I completely agree. That's why she brings up the good point of how important it is to clean and clear your energy. That's why I say, you know, saging and visualization and white energy, or, you know, whatever visualization you can do, because the spray.
That's what you do.
Yes.
I just used them, as a matter of fact.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
I use spray a lot. When the air's on and I don't want to open up the windows, because I don't like to use the smoke and stuff if I don't have ventilation.
Yeah.
But all right, Yvette, cool. What you making us for dinner, honey? So the next question then, obviously, sleep paralysis.
Yeah, I remember what you were talking about with the hand grabbing you by your foot.
Right.
I used to have I don't know if you remember, I used to have the actual where I was awake,
Mm-hmm.
but my body was like, I couldn't move. In fact, the only thing I could do was I could barely open my eyes. I could cry. I felt like I was choking most of the time. It was, to me, you know, you explained what Sylvia Brown, and I had read that also, belief that it was you coming back into your body.
Right.
But
like
there were times
mind is catching you, you know.
There were times I felt like I was being watched. And I had also read that was also similar to being abducted.
Oh.
Sleep paralysis is almost like being
chicken stir fry. Yummy. I'll be over really soon, honey.
when you're coming back after you've come back from that. Your body waking up because you're extremely lethargic.
I know that after I've been dreaming really, really, really hard, trying to get up in the morning, I'm like all vibrating. And I mean, as a kid, I would dream so hard. Yeah, I'm on, honey. I didn't want to go on too late because I know that Willow Wind goes on, Jen, she goes on live like at 7:30. So, and, you know, Carla did not have her grandson Liam tonight. So, hiya, Diane, and that's Indigo Moon Woman is Diane, Carla.
Which one?
Indigo Moon Woman is
Indigo
Diane.
Moon. That's nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
She's the one that did a VR also that seen the albino Bigfoots. And she did reportings of those. So,
Well, I'm going to be subscribing.
yes.
If everyone has their own channel and is posting videos like you do, sis, I'll be subscribing.
And you know what? You can, Carla, write in chat, click on their name. There's like a little, see, I don't have that up right now, but you can click on their names.
Oh, and I see the 3 little buttons.
Yeah.
Go to
Yep.
channel.
And you can go to their channel and it'll open up another one and you can just subscribe and make sure you hit the little notification.
I can see.
And as you can see by the banner, this is my channel.
Awesome.
Indigo Woman.
Yay.
Because first off,
That's okay. We're only like,
that's not.
we've still got like 7 or 8 more. And we had so many technical difficulties last time. So, oh, did you do yours already? Yvette, did you already do yours? And hi, Shasta.
Hi everyone, this is Carol from Practical Mystic. Today I want to talk about,
Just go to videos.
I also want to talk about different tarot readers. Because I know there are.
I paused it.
When you go on to the different ones, if they have like a welcoming, it'll just automatically pull up their welcoming thing.
Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah. Oh, I'm going to be going back so that I can watch those. Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, that's excellent.
Yeah. Now you know how. I'm doing that all the time. Okay. So obviously there's one story that you told me about sleep paralysis that would happen to you from the time you were a little baby. Like it felt like when you were even laying on the floor and you remembered
I do.
feeling of something going through you or pushing down so much that it felt like it was trying to push you through the floor.
It felt like it was trying to pull me through the floor. And what's crazy, sis, is that
Hi, baby.
I remember Dad walking into the room and him and Mom were talking and they had me laying on a blanket in the living room. And as soon as they walked away from me, it's like everything went dark. And I'm not sure, obviously, if I wasn't even crawling, couldn't have been.
That was before I was born.
3-4 months. Yeah. Maybe 3-4 months old.
Wow.
And yes, that was my first real memory ever, was that.
Diane says, by the way, nice to meet you, Carla.
Very nice to meet you too, Diane.
So, okay. Now, the next one is the, do you have any of the 8 psychic clairs? Clairvoyance, clear empathy, clear audience, clear tangency, clear gustance. You know what they all are by now, right?
I have not watched your series, all of it. I know. I get started and then, well, you know, something happens, but
right now, I love you, Bobby, but not right now.
I remember you and I talking about
it. Stop it. Huh?
I remember you and I talking about it and touching base on it. And I don't remember which ones I didn't have, but quite a few.
I think there's a huge misconception when it comes to like clairvoyance, what people think that is.
Especially after talking to you about it.
For me, I always thought that clairvoyance was, I've got a story about going back. Remembering like, well, anyways, people, I know some people, obviously they can see other people and have these conversations and ghosts, and that's part of it, okay? But it doesn't have to be just that. It can be about a vision coming in your head. And being a visual person, you know, many artists that do any type of art media, anything, are also very can be very clairvoyant. People that like to organize are very organized, that are really good at doing like puzzles and stuff like that. 9 times out of 10 are really clairvoyant, or that is one of their stronger psychic abilities. So
I know how every movie is going to end. I can tell you that.
that's more claircognizant. Like a clear.
And I get road rage, so I'm pretty sure that I'm clear empathy. Which one was that? Clear empathy? Yeah.
Yes, clear empathy.
Yeah.
Clear.
Because I know
is beyond.
I know what that person's feeling when they pass me.
But you also have clear sentience, because what was it that you told me that you can smell on people?
Oh, death.
Yeah. When somebody comes by you, there's.
I know if they're extremely ill. I know. I just know. And sometimes it's a bad smell.
Is it, I mean, have you always had this, or is it something new that you've developed?
If I did always have it, I didn't recognize it. Put it that way.
And I
became more aware of it, I don't know, probably 10 years ago, maybe more.
And I would ask all of you that are in chat, with your abilities, have you noticed that it's something that has increased, like, let's say in the last 10, 15 years, or is it something that you've always had, but it's maybe gotten stronger, as of recently? I don't know if I can smell death, but Diane says that she has heard that death has a smell. When you told me that, I was like, oh my gosh. I mean,
for me, it smells almost like
rotting something.
It's pungent, but no, it's not even that. It's almost, I don't know if you've ever smelled like I was going to say fiberglass, because I worked in factory, and you can smell when something has routed the fiberglass dust in the air, but it's more almost like fiberglass and paint mixed together for me, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it's different for other people.
Well, I know you definitely have clear audience as well.
Oh, the music and
yeah. Here, another form of clear audience also is, like, let's say, for instance, you are going down the road and you're listening to a song, or you're listening to the radio, or you're getting ready to turn the radio on, and you had been thinking about a song that was in your head, and then all of a sudden, bam, it's on the radio.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Yep.
When that happens, that's like, as far as I understand, that's like either your higher self or your spirit guides or something like that trying to talk to you, trying to send you a message. And another one is ringing in the ear. You hear that? You get that a lot.
Every day.
But
every day.
Ringing. It's like a bzzz, bzzz.
Yeah, and it's either, and I know it's, if I have a legit question in my head about something important or someone in particular, I will get a buzz in one of my ears. When Bubby, the accident with Bubby, I got pokes in my legs over that.
Oh, I get that. Do you guys get that? Where all of a sudden, yes, I have heard that is where they're trying to get your attention.
Yeah, literally, it was almost in the same spots that he got fractured, when his little leg got fractured.
Wow, that could also be a little bit of clear salience. And clear salience, another example of that is, when a woman is pregnant and her husband or her mate or a loved one takes on her pregnancy pains.
Oh, yes.
There you go. That's clear salience. It's where they're actually taking on the physical.
It's manifesting in their own body.
Yes, from somebody else. Amber says, I have been getting a buzz the past few years. I never thought it would be metaphysical. I have been getting a buzz the past few
A
years.
buzz, maybe a buzz.
A buzz? Yes, a buzz. You mean in your ears? Do you mean in your body? Because I mean, Melissa says, yeah, I get that. Was my soulmate, twin flame. I can feel when his arthritis is kicking. Absolutely.
Yep.
But okay, yeah, Buzz, I hear it. And going back to what Julianne said about the electricity. Yes, you can hear it. I think you can hear it. It's like a crisp snapping in the air. And I get sparkles. I can see sparkles, but I didn't get any of that stuff until I stopped the fluoride, which was in my toothpaste and my drinking water. And I've been off of that for a couple of years now. Slowly. Come on, man.
And I was thinking about this the other day. Your hair is an extension of yourself.
Yes.
And the less, like, say, I don't know, less product, less whatever.
Yeah, I don't use much product in my hair. But I will tell you this. I think it was you that actually showed me an article when they had done they tested on Native Americans.
Yes.
That were going into the armed forces. Some of them, they, buzzed all their hair, and they were not as good at trackers after that. But the ones that still kept their longer hair, they were able to track and all that much, much better because
Yes.
your body hair and all that is also
sense that somebody's behind them. Also, I mean, yeah, they're feelers, just like a cat's whiskers.
Amber says, yep. Wow, she moved and she's been on well water for 2 years. You too, Carla, because you guys have well water.
Yep. And I have to admit, I've not been as conscious about what I put into my body. I mean, I don't want to say conscious because I'm definitely conscious. As disciplined, but everything else is pretty much all natural. So, I mean, I'm getting there, put it that way. I'm getting there because I believe that, like what you've been doing with, cleaner eating and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if it's just because I had this talk with Taylor the other day that one mind is powerful. Mm-hmm. 2 minds thinking the same thing is twice as powerful. Exactly. 3 minds. And if we're all connected and we are all coming together, I mean, just with what we're doing today, and, I'm going to stop and I'm not going to stop. I'm going to continue and watch all these other channels and everyone else's take on stuff. And we are all going to, be empowered by each other. Everything, all of our energies, all of our talents, all of our gifts are going to be heightened even more so, just because that's one more person connected.
Yeah. Diane says also about the walnuts, those are sprayed with fluoride. So only eat those organic, which Carla's husband is a farmer. And so he grows a lot of their meat supply. He's very ethical with his animals and also, what they grow. So, and they have well water. So that's a good thing, definitely.
So on that point, Diane, because we are all connected, I'm going to win the lotto. So
keep thinking that, right?
I'll be thinking of you guys winning the lotto, and you think of me winning the lotto, and we'll all win the lotto.
But she also says, and I do agree with this too, Diane, she says, I think that the thing with the Native Americans was more psychological because of how their culture views long hair. There's been no real evidence of that outside of this example. So, yeah, I do agree with that also. I think just like the placebo effect, if you believe something, it is what it is. If you don't, obviously the power of our thoughts
But
And the whole consciousness created
the word
everything, right?
evidence, anyway. I mean, this is just my opinion, but the word evidence,
Yeah.
it changes every day.
Mhm.
And with the path that I'm on, evidence is something that I believe in, whether I have evidence. So yeah, exactly what you're saying, sis, is right on the money about that, because
Yeah.
just like I'm going to win the lotto,
I tell you, Carla,
I believe it.
you. But you got to feel it too. You got to feel it. That's
Oh
what
yeah.
I'm talking about witchcraft. That's why witchcraft, it's just no different than any other religion if you think about it, even Christianity with the prayers. It's just learning how to effectively do it. That's it. And using other materials like the things that the earth has given you to compound that energy and working with your energy.
Yep.
That's all it is.
Yep.
Seriously.
Yep.
Um, let's see. We can manifest anything into our lives. Absolutely.
Yes.
But
Totally agree.
yeah.
And working on it. You know,
Yeah.
it goes along with faith, you know.
Yep.
It's have faith in something, and it's not always easy, but man, if you can do it, you can believe it.
Yep. You can make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Right on. So, number 10 is, have you ever had a paranormal experience?
Never.
Exactly. It's like The Secret.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
The law of attraction, or
Yep.
like feng shui or whatever and I think the reason why, and I'm not an expert in any of these things, but my take on it is, like, even with feng shui, having a certain placement that creates more harmony in your life is going to put you into a different vibration, and everything, like she's saying here, has a vibration. So if
I agree
you
with
are,
Diane, said it really well.
yeah,
Believe that it already is.
exactly.
Yeah, exactly. And I've just been starting to do that more, and oh my goodness,
Yep.
fantastic.
Carla, the house. I had a dream board that I showed you how many years ago.
I
We
know
wanted a house with
Taylor
a
and I just
pool.
started ours.
That
I'm
we
going to be
wanted a house
50
with
and
a
I'm
pool,
just
and we
now
bought our
starting my dream board.
2 years ago now. It'll be 2 years in December with an in-ground pool at
I
that.
know, right? I know. I'm a little slow on but I'm going to get there.
And then the last question. Well, so any paranormal experiences that you've had that you have not discussed? Like, for instance, we can talk about Mom and when Charles Lynn passed and the text that she got on her phone and she was having a conversation. Okay, see, my Uncle Charles Lynn passed away how many years ago, sis? Like 8 years ago?
I believe.
My mom and my Uncle Charles Lynn were super close. My mom was one of 7, well, more than that, but with her mother and father together as parents, she was one of 7. And her younger brother, Charles Lynn, my mom was living in Florida. When he got sick, my mom came and packed up
Mom's
everything.
on.
Is she?
Yeah. Hi, Mom.
Susan is our mom, Susan Preston. Hi, Mom. So, so when he passed, mom was taking care of him. She came up from Florida and she was taking, I'm telling your story, Ma. So when she came up, or when Charles Lynn was on his way, going and transitioning, it's hard to say. Mom was trying to get there. Okay. She had already been there earlier that day. She had come home. She was staying with us. And then she was driving back there to go and be with him because she knew that he was in the process of dying. And she wanted to be there for him. I mean, he looked at her like his comfort. Mom was like everything to him. And in the vehicle, on the way there, and she didn't make it on time, she had a conversation with Charles Lynn. And then, right about the time, and correct me if I'm wrong, Mom, right around the time that he passed, you got a text on your phone, and it wasn't it a picture of Charles Lynn? And then later on, when you tried calling it again, it was a fax line. Is that right, Mom? And it's a delay too. So, but yes, I'm pretty sure that is how she explained it. What do you mean you're not sure of what, Ma? Mom's not been watching. I'm surprised. Oh, but I put it in the Facebook. I put it on Facebook. She's probably seen that because she
Good.
watches Facebook. Is that where you seen it, Ma? Yeah. Could have swore you told me that you got a text. And see, I believe that that also happens too. There's like manipulation between electrical and our electronics and stuff like that. Just like you can have computer problems or like flashing lights, and they can manipulate electricity. So that was one of the experiences. And the last question was, have you ever been abducted or contacted by aliens? So now tell your story, Carla.
Living out at the house over there on Bacon Hill, I believe it was. Fourth, maybe sixth grade, something like that. So 10, 11 years old. I went to bed upstairs in my bedroom.
Oh, the farmhouse, you mean?
Yeah, the one that, remember we had Samantha, the little dog, that
Yes.
fierce
Yeah.
little dog. Anyway, yeah, it was that house. And sometime in the middle of the night, I woke up. And when I woke up, I was floating from the ceiling into the living room. And I remember looking over to the side of me and seeing the big mirror that ran along the length of the couch above it. And I remember feeling the couch like I was like being eased onto it.
Like laid back down onto it like that.
Yes. And how I felt in previous times of the sleep paralysis was that I couldn't move. All I could do was look over at the door. And I don't know if you remember, the position of the couch was almost facing the foyer type room or whatever, where the
Mm-hmm. The plant room. Mom's
yes.
room. Yeah.
Yep. That door was closing, and I seen the gray with his fingers across the door like this and just peeking around like this. I seen the big eyes, but he was short. He wasn't a tall gray. He was a short gray. And he was just closing the door. Like, but in my head, I'm thinking, I just came through the ceiling. Why are you closing the door? Type thing. That's what I was thinking in my head. I'm like, oh, not that I was just had, abducted by aliens, just the fact, why are you using the door?
Right.
And that's, I just always remembered having that little thing on my ankle or right above my ankle. And then when I was 40, similar incident, but I don't remember coming through the ceiling. I just remember being eased onto my bed, and Dee, my cat, was like laying on me.
Okay, I remember the story.
She bit me to like bring me out of my dream state, because I guess I was making a bunch of noise, like moaning or whatever. So that brought me fully awake, and that little thing on my leg was bleeding.
The little like birthmark thing.
Yeah, and whatever was in there isn't in there anymore. It's not it. There used to be like, it felt like a mole, an actual mole, and now it's just like barely. It's just like a little tiny.
I have heard of people talking about who have been abducted, who they go into the doctor and they find like little metal shards and stuff like that, you know, in places that they say that were like tracking devices or whatever. I've actually seen a doctor who had taken out several of them and said that they were, they would pick up like radio waves and stuff. Frequency, right? So there's something to that. So, yeah. I did see a movie, guys. It's called The Fourth Kind. Carla, do you remember that one?
Yes.
I know that afterwards they were saying that it was a hoax and all this other stuff. But if they're trying to cover up stuff like that, what else are they going to say? What have they done throughout history? Try to debunk people or try to ridicule people that come forward and tell their stories. And it says that it's a real story.
You know, I can't tell you what's real and what isn't. I know what I believe. And I pay less and less attention to the media. If I want answers, I go and I look for them.
Yeah.
You know, so
it just comes down to what you believe, though, if you haven't experienced it, right?
And listening to other people, because you get an idea, and especially as you've done your series on people that are clairvoyant in some sense, you kind of get the idea if somebody's being real or not.
Yes.
You know?
Whether it's for a show, you know? I agree. No, you can't. My husband gets so upset with me. He's like, you think everybody is out to get you. And I don't think that. But I also don't think that everyone has pure intentions. If that was the case, look at our medical stuff, okay? People that are on like Social Security and stuff like that, why do they have to keep on paying money in order to get health care? Okay? Why do they got to pay even more money? It doesn't make sense. We pay like $1,200 a month for our health insurance. And then because of all of the stuff that we've been going through, that I've been going through medically, I just got another bill, and that's not all of them, for $1,400. That's after the insurance company has already paid their amount. So now I got to set up payment arrangements. But my point is, if the government was for us, we wouldn't have these issues. It wouldn't be about for profit. Doctors wouldn't be able to make money off of prescribing drugs because that seems unethical, and it doesn't seem like it's a conflict of interest, you know? Thank you, Carol. Have a good night, honey. Oh, hi, Jen. You're catching us right towards the end. Exactly. See, I love Carol. Yes, look at all of the forest fires in the Amazon. Absolutely. Absolutely. So many things are driven by big corporation in the United States. Not by what's right or wrong for their people. It's about what makes money. Have a good night. Thanks for coming.
There are so many, just from what you just said, so many subjects that we could touch on. That
exactly.
But some of it you just never know if it falls into what you were talking about before with me.
Thank you, Julianne. Take care of the baby girl. Have a good night, honey, and thank you for coming. I appreciate it.
Certain dark subjects. that you don't want to get into. You know what I mean?
Yes, politics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But it definitely could go that route. That's for sure.
Melissa says those are human set. I believe that. I have friends from Brazil, and they said to me that when they were growing up, they didn't have this many forest fires. I believe that. Yep. Yes. Whatever makes money, right? Yeah.
Well, I have been praying and visioning those fires to go out
Me too.
as much as possible.
You know, do you remember about a year ago when all of the, I don't even think a year ago when all of the fires happened in Paradise? Is that Paradise, California? I believe so. There were pictures. I would see pictures of almost every single house burnt to a crisp, but yet all of the trees around it not even touched. How is that even possible?
Yeah,
Yeah,
my friend Ronnie lived close, and he said that was real.
yeah.
Sarah, Michaela's friend, she lives in California. She said that's real, very real.
Okay, what do you mean is very real?
That,
That's
that
how it
what
works?
you're talking about,
Or
the
that
pictures you've seen were not manipulated in any way. Some of that happened, yes.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Nina. Nina is Shuffle Tarot.
Hello.
So, yeah, we're just wrapping this up, guys. But, we had so many technical difficulties the other night. I wanted to give Carla, because I felt so bad. It was going so fast, and I couldn't keep up. And I wanted us to be able to go back and forth and for people to properly meet her and, let her tell her stories. And, we want to do more of these, but I know that we need to cut it short here pretty soon because Jen's going to be coming on as well, and a lot of people watch her, and I don't want to impede on anyone else's time.
Thank you. I will be subscribing to you also, all of you.
Yeah, now that you know how to do it, right?
Yes. Yes.
Stick with me, kid. So, yeah, we have some people here from Australia, and it's got to be pretty. It's probably pretty early in the morning for you, isn't it? I think you guys are 12 or 13 hours ahead of us. I think we did this the last time. And we have Melissa who lives in Southern California, not too far away from Disneyland. Oh, it's 9:30 a.m. for you, Jen. Okay. And Nina, it's 7:25 a.m. Okay. I had to post my link, Carla. You'll find it in the feed.
Awesome.
Oh, yes, because Yvette has another channel that she actually, which I was going to say, Yvette, honey, if you want to get people to your channel, you should try just picking one channel, because when you comment, then they go to your channel, or comment only on Willow. What is it? Willow. You can post it in here, honey. Did you already post it in here? I don't see it.
I don't either. I was going back through it.
Maybe it's not showing up on this end because of it being a link, maybe. And because I'm not necessarily on YouTube, maybe it's not showing up. But don't worry about it. I will send her over to your channel, or leave a comment down below with the other one. But
yeah, there you go.
I would definitely, honey, whatever, because guys, her other channel has only got I think under 30, and she's constantly supporting other people. I'd really love to see her channel grow, but I think that that's partially because you always come on Yvette, but you do your videos on Willow. It was Willow something. Just type in the name, honey, rather than just putting in a link. Like I said, I'm not on YouTube. I'm on StreamYard. So, oh, Willow Creek?
Oh, I think I remember seeing that.
Willow Creek. Okay, there we go. I know it was Willow Ray, but and she's going to be doing a video response to this too, Carla.
Okay.
So,
Excellent.
Jen, are you planning on doing a video response to this, honey? Science to Soul Tarot, Jen? I think that's the only Jen. And what about you, Nina? Were you planning on doing one? Please. I love to hear all of your guys' stories. Yeah. If it takes a while, try doing a live. That way you don't have to worry about uploading time. This was fun, though. I'm really glad that you did. We got a couple of minutes, Carla, while we're waiting for Yvette to switch over to Willow. Do you want to answer the other questions from the other VR? This is Harry Potter themed.
Okay.
Okay. This is if you were able to use the 9 3/4 platform from Harry Potter, Hogwarts Express.
Oops, sorry.
Able to use
Sorry.
The 9 3/4 platform.
Okay, go ahead.
If you were able to use that, where would you go? Now, this can be Harry Potter themed or anything. Okay, there she just came on with Willow Creek, sis.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Amber, I would love it if you started doing videos. What part don't you understand, Ma, about how to subscribe to other channels or what we're actually doing here, VRs? People start hi Tammy Pie. Don't be scared, honey. Everybody is so supportive. Let me know and I will do a shout out and get people over to your channel as much as I can. And I keep on looking over here because my chat's over here, guys. I know I should be looking up here. And no, you didn't miss much, Nina. I know, Ma. So if you want to subscribe to anybody that's in chat, Mom, you can click on their name and you'll see 3 little dots off to the right. And you can click on that and you can go to their channel. That's what Carla's been doing because she wants to see a lot of these stories too. So she's going over and subscribing to their channels. And then you click the little bell, like what's on their channel, so that you can get notified whenever they're putting out new content. Now, as far as what we're doing is people, yeah, I'll show you Sunday if you want when you come. Wasn't something I wanted to learn after trying a couple of times. Will agree. Some of us do raw footage. I missed something. Oh, on the editing. I think editing is really easy, but I just do plain simple editing. And I do that in what's it called? Windows Movie Maker, which I think just came right with my computer, or it's free. So yeah, and so okay, Carla, where would you go? if you could go anywhere with the 9 3/4 platform, you can keep this Harry Potter or you can keep it real. When I did mine, I did it all Harry Potter themed, but you don't have to keep it Harry Potter themed. Jen uses iMovie app, and iMovie, are you on? That's Apple, right? You're on a Mac, and it's supposed to be easy in iMovie. Okay, yeah. See, I don't know anything about Apple. You just do Adobe. Sis?
I have no idea. I don't know.
Well, I kept it Harry Potter, and I said I would want to go to Hogwarts, the school, the wizarding school, you know, the big castle, or I'd want to go to Diagon Alley. Do you remember what Diagon Alley is?
Not right offhand, no.
Diagon Alley is where they went to all of the witchy shops.
Oh,
And
okay,
they
yeah.
went to get the wand shop, and all that. So I thought that was pretty cool. All right, Mom, I love you.
Love you, Mom.
So who would you meet? Do you remember the movies really good, sis?
It's been a long time.
Because I read all the books and everything.
Yeah, I didn't read any of the books.
You have them, don't you? Didn't I give them all to you?
Uh-uh.
Who did I give them to? I don't know. So, all right. If you had the ability to just go anywhere and meet anybody, then who would you meet? It doesn't have to be from Harry Potter. From any time. Real or fictional character.
I would probably...
I know you. You'd want to meet the Ascended Masters.
It'd have to be something along those lines.
Or aliens, or... I know you.
I think I'd like to meet Anu.
Who?
Anu.
Anu? Who's Anu?
Anu, Enlil and Enki's.
Oh, father. Father. Okay. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. What shop would you go to, real or fiction?
What shop?
Our shop. Amethyst
Yeah.
Ascension.
Amethyst Ascension.
Yeah, the Ascended Masters. What would you wear? You want to know what I put? I said, because I went online, Bailey had shown me this. It's Pottermore. And Pottermore is where you can find out what house you would be sorted into with Harry Potter. And I was sorted into Hufflepuff. I mean, I wanted Gryffindor, but, you know, it is what it is. So I said I would wear wizard robes for Hufflepuff. You'd probably wear something rocker, wouldn't you?
Well, you know what? The older I get, I'm just comfortable in whatever's not constraining. Yeah. So a robe would be great.
That's why you should maybe try lives, honey. What era or time frame would you want to be in if you could go back and visit any time frame?
Oh, well, when the sons of God walked the earth.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
The days of Atlantis, maybe.
Ooh, yes. Absolutely. What would you be, real or fiction?
A dragon.
Dragon. Right on. Would you breathe fire? You gotta breathe fire if you're a dragon.
Well, they There's Ice Dragon. There's Water Dragon. There's
You're in Gryffindor?
Fire Dragon.
Whatever. No, I'm just kidding. Now, see, when I do editing, I use my cord and I hook it up from my phone and then, put it onto my computer. I upload my files and then I edit it right on my computer rather than trying to do it from my phone. Because then I think you do get timed out from your phone, but you don't if you're putting it on the computer. You can go live, honey, if you're under 1K. You just can't go live on a mobile phone or a mobile thing. It has to be a desktop. So you can't like go with your phone and be out. I mean, you can. There's ways around that too. But yeah, I just get it right onto my computer. I download it all onto my computer and then edit it. And then that way you're not taking up too much memory either because you can delete it all off of your phone. But you've always got a copy of the videos. I have tons of files. So the next question is, Carla, what would you eat or want to try if you could try anything?
The wine.
The wine? I said butterbeer from Hogsmeade. I want to try the butterbeer. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds good too. I'd like that too.
Yeah. Who would you bring with you?
Well,
You bring me, right?
To have the best experience? Yes.
Yeah. I'm like, you better say me. What movie or TV show would you be in? If you could like go into any like Vampire Diaries.
Oh. No.
Charmed?
Yeah.
Charmed. The original.
Yeah, I like Supernatural too. That one. I like Sam and Dean.
Yeah. The Winchester brothers.
Yeah.
The last question. Referring to question 1, which is where you would go, how long would you stay or would you just stay forever?
Well, you know what? If time is if I could manipulate it to my benefit, I would stay as long as I, till I got bored, which I don't think I'd ever really get bored, but I'd have to make it back in time to make sure I seen all of, was there for all of the grandkids' big steps and stuff.
I just say heck with it. You can just use it anytime you want. You can go and visit and then come back.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be great.
I loved the original Charm too. That was like one of our, I could not wait to get to that. And I don't know if you can airdrop Android to computer. Maybe that's something that you can only do with iPhones or something. I don't know. But if anyone's got an Android and they do that, please let me know. So that's it, Carla. That was all of it. Thank you guys so much. This was so much fun.
Thank you. That was fun.
Yeah. So now I've got 2 VRs that you've done that are under your belt already.
Finally.
Right? Yeah.
Well, if you ever need a hand with anything, you just let me know. This will be the next thing.
Yes. Carla is studying when she has time because she's normally got the little ones with her, but she's been studying all about palmistry. So eventually we hope to get some really cool videos on her talking about, because there's like different hand types.
Oh my goodness, there's so much.
There's air, just like in tarot, and it's really cool. So you can always watch us on playback, honey. So, well, we're going to call it a night. Thank you so much, everybody, for showing up for the second round of this. And Now I think Carla's got the bug. So she's going to be coming to YouTube when she has the time a lot more often. It's not as intimidating now, right?
No.
Awesome. So I hope you guys all have a wonderful evening. And thank you so much for coming. And I hope I see some VRs from people that haven't done the VRs yet. That'll be really, really cool. And oh, yes, have a wonderful weekend, everybody.
Yeah,
For
3-day
those
week.
in the US, it's the Labor Day weekend. So, yeah. Have a good night, everybody. I'll see
Bye.
you later,
Thank
Carla.
you.
I love you.
I love you too.